is where it all begins. The leap of faith. The first step to the journey. Towards the unknown. The challenging. The daunting. But when we're together, hand in hand, the journey becomes exciting. We're partners, you and I, together, facing your fears, pursuing your passion, breaking boundaries, building your future, overcoming challenges, celebrating every achievement. When we're together, we're unstoppable. When we're together, anything is possible. At BTN, we know the power of partnership. A good partner works with you intimately. A good partner knows what you need. A good partner always has your back. A partner for starting your dream family, building your dream home, realizing the dream. It takes courage to begin, but it takes encouragement to keep on going. So go on, dream big. We're with you every step of the way. You have a partner in BTN.
As we set things, so we start things here in Stadium 29.
Yeah, so many interesting matchups, Yo, as the CLS Knights get the first possession here. I mean, man for man, it's Lamb taking on Herring right now, which is a great move to begin this game for Doug Herring.
Long way long. We go right to Esho. Esho posting up against Singletary, double team. Picks it out, long way long from deep. That is short.
Long way long shooting woes continue from that loss to Singapore. He's got to shake it off. I mean, it's 2 road games, but they need to bounce back.
And we'll take a look at that matchup. It's Watkins versus White, and White makes a pay.
You know what's funny? We arrived here a little early in the gym. This gym was practically deserted, and within a span of 30 minutes, we saw like about 10 buses come in, and now this place is full.
On the break, Tyler Lamb could not chase that down.
Still a little too early for Tyler Lamb to get into a foot race with that pass from Freddie Leash. But you know, you like the way that Mono Vampire is staying aggressive early in this game. They drew first blood, and they want to keep that pressure on the visiting Knights.
And you talk about that matchup now, it's Lamb versus Herring. On the other end was Jawato defending Lamb. Long way long. In the corner to Jawato. Misses. On the counter, here is Singletary. Goes to White. Back to Singletary. Oh, this is going to be a great matchup of imports.
Oh, yeah, you bet. I mean, I credit the long arms of Maxi Esho, and he knows Mike Singletary very well. It's not the first season they've gone up against each other. They've gone up against each other in the past seasons as well.
You see the brute force inside for Mono Vampire. That's White, Singletary, and Chavez defending the paint.
That was a lucky break there for Mike Singletary. He wasn't even looking when Maxi Esho put that shot up. Got a piece of it, but actually had the last piece of it as well. So it's going to be Knights basketball.
Esho thought about the three, decides to shoot, That rims out. That's a third straight miss from the Knights from deep.
You're right. No, Maxi Escho's got to get at least 20 and 10 in this game if the CLS Knights want to do something against Romeo Travis, who's posting up right now.
With the fade, Travis, that's a miss. Knights are running once again.
You know, Romeo Travis, he is one of the closest friends of LeBron James, and they go all the way back to their high school days. And you know that Travis learned a lot from hanging out with the King.
We're still waiting for that Instagram post from the King
Oh,
about
right.
Romeo Travis and the Mono Vampire Basketball Club.
And there's your vocal leader as well, Malcolm White. And now with the presence of Romeo Travis, Malcolm White still becomes the vocal leader by default. Romeo Travis, you know, he can actually relinquish his being the vocal leader to somebody who's already been there. So it's going to be a Malcolm White talking a lot in this game.
You make a good point, well. So with all these import level types of players, as Singletary knocks it down, what if you're Coach Douglas Marty, what do you do about the egos with these lineup?
Well, the first thing, we all know that Romeo Travis, we've experienced him before. Hey, that's going to be a continuation for Doug Herring. We all know that Romeo Travis will always do what's best for the team. He is a vocal leader by nature, but when he sees somebody like Malcolm White exerting all of this energy, and look at this, Tyler Lamb is the soft-spoken guy among all of the among the starters here. Romeo Travis is going to default, and Coach Doug Marty is going to tell everybody that, hey, you know what? We're going to play our own game. We're all going to blend together. Let's do what we can for the team. And Travis knows that Malcolm White is the anointed vocal leader.
Herring from deep. Another miss from the three-point line for the Knights. They reset. Jawato against Singletary. Shot clock down to 5. Somebody's got to make a move. It's Esho. Baseline. Spin. And that is a shot clock violation. Great defense from Mono.
And credit the crowd here at the Stadium 29 as well for being so noisy that nobody was able to hear from the CLS Knights how much time was left on the shot clock.
It's 4-2. Around roughly 2.5 minutes have passed.
And now look at this. It's Tyler Lamb now assuming the point guard chores. They're going to do this a lot. Freddie Leach is going to play off the ball a lot. It's actually more of a natural position for Freddie Leach.
Leach from deep. Leach makes the three.
There you go. So they're switching it up. CLS had better be aware of this combination. There is no more Jason Brickman, who is a true point guard. Leach sometimes brings down the ball. Sometimes it's Singletary who does the point as well.
Wong Wei Long. Another three. Another miss for the Knights.
Not a good start here for the Knights.
Singletary, stop and pop. That is short. The ball will stay with the men in orange.
Yeah, Romeo Travis had a good rebounding position that time, just couldn't hang on to it. But he's got to be aware, of course, that Maxi Esho is the top dog in the other side, so he'd better keep a good eye on him at all times.
Tyler Lamb. Mono dishing the basketball around. Lish. That's long. Rebound to the Knights. Wong Wei Long pushing. Jawata open. Still a no-go from deep for the Knights.
Yeah, but they're playing with fire. It's a matter of time before Brandon Jawato finds his range.
Spin by Lamb. Could not control the leather. No, Lamb, one of the best perimeter defenders when he won the Heritage MVP.
You're right. But he also needs to be an offensive threat on this unit, even if he is the fourth option on offense here. He did score 25 in his debut in a mono uniform in that loss to the Wolf Warriors.
Singletary knocks it down.
This is going to be a great timeout here for the CLS Knights. They really can't generate much on offense. They've had a lot of open looks. They've been rushing their shots. Mono is so relaxed right now, and they're enjoying being right now for the CLS Knights. That is missing. Doug Herring is trying his best, but his teammates have to respond.
Let's not forget the Knights hold the record for the most number of three-pointers in a game at 19.
I believe the record was 22.
Sorry,
22. But in this building,
after they hit 22, they actually shot 18 or
18 in this building. You're absolutely right. 43 pointers in the last two games. It's not working for them today, though. This guy has to get on court, and he's 0 for 3 from the field.
Wong Wei Long still having trouble finding the bottom of the net as Jawato slicing and dicing. He gets the bucket to go.
That's one of the best ways to get back into this game. Stop the outside shots. If you can see that open lane, go for it. Malcolm White was nowhere in the area that time.
Secretary looks for an opening. Go to Travis. Shot clock down to 5. Secretary with the move. Doesn't go.
That's just great denial defense as well for CLS, for Malcolm White not becoming a factor here. Hey, this is back-to-back layups for Brandon Joato. They're starting to find some weaknesses in the defense of the Mono Vampire.
And if the three-point shot is not working, you go straight to the basket. That's what the Knights are thinking right now. It's going to be offensive foul on Lamb for pushing off Douglas Herring.
And I'm telling you, Douglas Herring is going to get into the nerves of Tyler Lamb. Tyler Lamb's a great defender as well, but when he's being defended as peskily as he would in on another player, then he's going to have a problem. So that's going to be a turnover against the Mono Vampire. 10-6 score right now. So the Knights are starting to make some noise.
And talk about elite defenders. Douglas Herring is no pushover.
Yeah.
The average, as we talked about pregame, almost 3 steals a game. We finally go to Watkins, the big man underneath. Back out, Joato. Back to Watkins, nearly slipped by Paul Apanoblachai.
Oh, that's 1 second left on the shot clock. They're not going to count it though. That was excellent defense for Mono Vampire for 23.5 seconds. And on the last second, they're going to call a foul. It was on the ground though. Maxi Esho's not going to shoot free throws.
So no basket for the Knights. They will inbound it. Esho all the way. Slamma jammer.
And the defense wasn't ready for that one. They all thought it was going to go to the outside for a reset because it was a 14-second shot clock, and Maxi Esho said, no, thank you, I'll just dunk it.
Lish forces it inside. No go. Behind the back for Esho. Joato is all alone for another deuce.
And Brandon Joato has scored on 6 points, 3 layups, and Doug Marty does not like their transition defense. And Mono's going to have to talk this one over. And here come the CLS Knights. The three-point shot since the last timeout of the Knights.
Speaking of three-pointers, the Knights are actually 0 for 7, but then decided to take it to the hole. Now they've tied up the ball game at 10 all. Travis, step back Jay, short.
Well, we all know that Romeo Travis, a little bit of a diesel engine working for him. Usually comes to life at around the 3rd period. But if he can get some points right now, that's going to be a big bonus for Mono.
Herring posting up. Oh. Apanoblachai tried to pull the chair against Herring.
Almost succeeded there too, except that Herring was already bumping into him, and the referees say that Paul Apanoblachai not only pulled the chair, but also pulled the person sitting on the chair.
So a foul is called on Palm, so Joato will inbound the ball with 14 on the shot clock. Joato open, triple. That's good.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's a matter of time. He's had 2 open looks already. He's missed that, but because he made 3 layups, sort of gave him a little bit more confidence to stroke it from the outside. And now the Knights are on top. This is an 11-zip run for the visitors.
Travis, nowhere to go. They go to Lish against Wong Wei Long, 2 ABL veterans. Travis inside. The bang and the bucket for Romeo Travis.
Just when you think Romeo Travis is going to fly and get a slam dunk, he decides to just get the contact and finish up. Maxi Esho is unbelieving of what he just witnessed. Here's the foul went against Wong Wei Long. Every basket, this crowd is going to erupt. You know, they have a board outside, yo. I'm saying all of the results of the games that they've had all season long. Of course, it hasn't been a pretty sight. It hasn't been a pretty sight, but those last 2 wins, that's what's drawing the crowd here right now. Guys like Romeo Travis, Tyler Lamb in this lineup could be the difference maker here, and they know that. They were in the finals last year, and they know a playoff caliber team when they see one.
That's exactly right. Joato. Go to Herring. Whips it out, back to Joato. Esho, triple. That doesn't go. That was a sort of a forced shot for Max Escher.
But you know that Brian Rosam wants to keep the pressure on those on the defense of the Mono Vampire by using that perimeter. That's why Santi Corneawan is making his first appearance of the game as well. So there's no move for the CLS Knights to actually go big. Whereas right now for Mono Vampire, Tino Chantachon is going to replace Romeo Travis. Now this is a big luxury. He's not replacing Malcolm White as we are accustomed to seeing.
Moses Morgan fumbles the basketball. He had a wide open layup. He just fumbled it right there.
And again, when you come off the bench, you're supposed to be cold, but as professional basketball players, there is no such thing as being cold. You got to be ready all the time.
Of course, for Moses Morgan, this is sort of a new role for him after being a star, so to speak, for the Saigon here for a lot of those years.
Well, you know, for Moses Morgan, he's got to relish this sixth-man role as Singletary goes all the way. The thing is also with six-man, you're a six-man for a reason. They need your energy off the bench.
Singletary slowly but surely taking over this game.
Now it's a turnover forced as well against the Knights.
He has, I believe, half of the 14 points of Mono Vampire. Aparo Vilanchay. White against Watkins. And Watkins is called for the foul.
The moment Malcolm White gets the first step on Daryl Watkins has to find a way to recover a little bit more quickly than that. Otherwise, no, Malcolm White is so clever when it comes to his offensive moves that he's either going to draw the foul or he's going to score over you. Now, we were talking about vocal leadership. Malcolm White relishes the role of being the target of, you know, everybody feeds off of his energy. You know, you got a team here, with the exception probably of Romeo Travis, you got a team of people who are more soft-spoken than they are loud. And you always need that kind of a leader on your team. They say there are no free throws coming up for Malcolm White. You need a leader on that team who actually tells people, here's what we need to do, and we need to do it right now. Malcolm White, he's a great addition to this Mono Vampire squad.
And if you're a team that's struggling for wins, you kind of need that leader to step up, as he does in that very play.
He asked for that ball. That wasn't really his play, but you know, Singletary said, all right, big fella, try one.
Coming up on a minute and a half here in the first quarter. Watkins takes the outside J. That's long.
You're gonna give him that every day. You're gonna give him that. If he's gonna settle for that outside shot, let him take it.
Morgan from deep. Rebound goes to the Knights. Punyawan. Iwata sizing up Singletary. Loses the basketball. Singletary. Layup. Misses, but Moses Morgan is there to clean up the mess.
I was about to say that this is the second unit of the Mono Vampire that the CLS Knights have to take advantage of. There is no Romeo Travis and no Tyler Lamb on the floor, but still it is Mono Vampire up by 5.
45 seconds remaining here in the opening canto. 5-point lead for Mono Vampire. Esho from deep. Rims out. Here come Mono Vampire. Singletary. Up and in. Michael Singletary.
Lovely energy coming from Mike Singletary, the veteran on the squad, unleashing a big howl after drawing foul number 2 against Maxi Esho. We're still here in the first period. Now Mike Singletary, in this situation, before his team made it all the way to the finals, he is not used to trying to make the playoffs, trying to survive for the playoffs. And now that he has help, he's very confident that they can actually crash the party when it comes to playoff time.
As you mentioned, this is the first time for Singletary to have his back against the wall, so we might see a different kind of Singletary in the remaining elimination games.
Well, they match their biggest lead of the game right now. Singletary already double figures. We're still here in the first.
About 4 to 5 second shot clock and game clock differential. Aaron's got to make a move. We go to Jawato. Jawato missed from deep. 6 seconds. Herring recovers. Up, slips. Has to put it up. That's a no-go, and that will end the first period. Mono Vampire 21. The visiting BGN CLS Knights Indonesia 13. Back more after this.
Kenalin, Velas, sahabatmu dalam setiap transaksi falas. Traveling kini tak perlu repot tukar uang ke money changer. Uang saku kuliah kamu di luar negeri tak lagi terpotong ini itu. Kamu bisa mulai tabungan kamu tanpa khawatir kurs naik turun. Dan dengan kurs kompetitif, bisnis kamu akan selalu mendapat nilai tukar terbaik. Nikmati dunia tanpa batas bersama Velas.
Lapar, makan nih jangan mikir. Nih, piknik, tak bikin dulu.
Fit me, makan mie, jangan mikir.
Ketika keadaan tak sesuai harapan. Stop! Jangan banyak drama. Kenalin, Velas, sahabatmu dalam setiap transaksi falas. Uang saku kuliah kamu di luar negeri tak lagi terpotong ini itu. Nikmati dunia tanpa batas bersama Velas. Tanpa provisi, tanpa drama.
A very, very happy birthday to you, sir.
Happy birthday, Jericho Ilagan. And I keep on saying this every time I hear his name. If not for Jericho Ilagan, the ABL would not be where it is today. So congratulations, Chief. Happy birthday to you, and you've done a great job at the helm of the ASEAN Basketball League.
Back to the action as Tyler Lamb and one opportunity.
So Tyler Lamb needed to settle down a bit after being bullied a bit by Doug Herring in that first quarter. He went scoreless, and now that he's able to, sort of relax himself, find his happy place, and he was just able to muscle his way there against Doug Herring. And Doug Herring's got to know that Tyler Lamb, this is the first time that these two guys are going to go up against each other. And Tyler Lamb was a former Heritage MVP here as well.
You gotta feel for Douglas Herring. After facing a lot of locals, a lot of his size, he knows when he's up against an import or a local. And against Tyler Lamb, this is his first time, as you've said, and he's not used to playing this type of player with the size, the build, the speed. For a local.
Yeah, he's got to adjust real quick because Tyler Lamb is going to run over him if he lets his guard down just for a bit.
Double-digit lead for the home team, 24-13. Sandy Kurunyawan, another miss from deep for the Knights. Travis back in the ball game. So you see the luxury of Coach Douglas Marty putting in different combinations of imports as Moses Morgan gets the short stab.
And you know what? Romeo Travis is one of the quickest studies I've ever seen in this side of the world. He understands the system real quick. This is only his third game in a Mono Vampire uniform, and he's dishing off no-look passes as well.
It's Herring against Travis. Wong Wei Long, another try from deep. Finally, a three-pointer for Wong Wei Long.
You got to be happy for Wong Wei Long. He missed his first three, but the instructions are just keep shooting. You are the best three-point shooter in the history of this league. You got to get hot.
Being of three-pointers, Apero Vilanchay cannot answer, but Moses Morgan is there, but blocked. Here's that matchup. It's Herring against Lamb. Herring. Oh, bobbles it up. Apero Vilanchay. Tantachon is there. Oh, that's a poor play from Apero Vilanchay.
Oh, he wanted to look for a foul there, but the defense was ready for him.
Kurunyawan left all alone all day, and he makes them pay with a three-pointer.
That's a layup for Sandy Kurunyawan. If you give him that much space, he did miss his first shot, but Sandy Kurunyawan is probably the best shooter in Indonesia, and he's on this team for a reason.
And you got to credit Douglas Herring, always finding his teammates at the most opportune time.
I'm telling you, Doug Herring is a walking triple-double.
Travis muscles his way inside, draws another foul from Maxi Esho.
That's number 3 on Maxi Esho. He better watch it. And I'm telling you, Romeo Travis may be a shorter guy in that matchup, but he is experienced. He uses his heft to his advantage. And here come the starters once again. Oh, Malcolm White, we didn't even realize he was off the floor to begin the second period. Doug Marty is shuffling his men very well. Mike Singletary's on the bench, and they're pulling away here against the CLS Knights.
I believe that's only Esho's second.
Oh, they called it second, right.
The other person who's in foul trouble is actually Herring, also with 2.
But they better watch it. You know, it's 5 fouls. You're out of the contest. And Romeo Travis has yet to make a free throw today. He's 0 for 2.
Finally knocks it down.
And he gives out a big scream after doing that. You know, Romeo Travis, in my experience of him last year over a few months, he's such a perfectionist with the way that he plays that if he has a bad game, he's the hardest on himself, more than his coach. He's going to be so hard on himself that he's going to want to bounce back. And they came off 2 wins already. He's 2-0 with the Mono Vampire. He wants to make it 3-0, especially here at home.
And of course, that type of player, as Esho is fouled on a dunk attempt, and going back to Travis, if your guys like Aprovalanchay, Tichanante, you see that type of leadership. Not as vocal probably as Malcolm White, but really a hard worker. That'll inspire you.
Yeah, he's a leader by example, you know, as we see this one by Maxi Esho. He tries to rally the troops around the way, you know, his skill set is actually so complementary to every player on this team. I'm looking at it right now. It's complimentary to Tyler Lamb. It's complimentary to Malcolm White. It's complimentary to Mike Singletary. He's not taking any thunder away from any of the players that he is with in the Mono Vampire squad. So he's a perfect fit here. And Doug Marty is actually the perfect coach to make sure that he becomes the glue guy of the squad.
He's so struggling so far. Only has 2 points.
That was a dunk earlier. That was his only score of the game.
Oh, drop pass from Wong Wei Long goes out of bounds.
You know, you could probably blame both of them right there. Wong Wei Long had an open layup, passed up, wanted to give the assist to Gerald Watkins, who is still scoreless in this game.
So despite the 3-point shooting woes, the foul trouble, and Knights are only down by 7.
You're right. They are doing this in terms of their defense. They're already down by 13 or 14 earlier.
Straight away 3.
Tyler Lamb, quiet in the first quarter, now has 5 quick points here in the second.
Watkins spins, loses the basketball. Travis on the break. Travis, but
it hit his chest. This is the right call.
I was waiting for Travis to make a move.
Travis was looking for the foul. And one thing also about Romeo Travis, once the call is made, he knows he can't do anything about it. But look at this. Excellent defense by Brandon Jawato. That ball is still inbounds when it hits Romeo Travis. Great call by the official.
Jawato, they go right back to Watkins. Hook shot, miss. Watkins still scoreless here in the game.
But he's getting close. He's starting to get that position against Malcolm White.
Oh! Singletary from deep.
Did he just come back into the game? Wow, and he's done this twice already. A basket that he's made, a triple that he's made, is forcing Brian Rousen to call a timeout. And the Mono Vampire lead is now up to 13 once again. They are clicking on all cylinders here at Stadium 29.
Welcome back to Stadium 29. Yo-Yo Sarmenta on the mic and my partner Noel Zarate. Noel, what are we witnessing so far from the home team?
They're just enjoying being here at home. They know that they have a road game against the CLS Knights in their next assignment, so they just got to get ready. They got to avenge the loss, actually, that they had here a month ago, last January 9, when they were blown out of this building due to 18 three-pointers for the CLS Knights. They've had 3 three-pointers so far today, 3 of 14. So far, Mono is keeping them at bay, but for how long?
Herring gets the bucket to go. And talking about on the road, Mono is 1-7 on the road, so they need to get this home win to get some confidence as they go on the road against the Knights.
But of course, that one win was also one that extended their winning streak. That was the one against the Singapore Slingers recently. So looking at that and looking at an opportunity to win here at home, win 3 straight, and deal the Knights their 2nd straight loss, that is going to speak volumes of the confidence level for the Mono Vampires as they move forward in their push for the playoffs. Remember, they've only played 16 games. This is their 17th game. Each team plays 26 games. That means they still have 9 games remaining to try and make it to the playoffs, and I think they have a solid chance.
Well, if you're the Knights, you've won 7 straight. You've lost 1. How do you move on as a team? Where do you get your bearings to try to start a new win streak once again?
Well, you got to start again where that first winning streak started, which is right in this building. You know you got these same guys in your building the next time around. So you want to win here and defend home court where they've almost been spotless this season. So it has to start here for the CLS Knights. They're not doing a good job of it, but we all know that basketball is a 4-quarter game.
Malcolm White makes the big. Left all alone momentarily, and he knocks it down with a short stack.
Credit Romeo Travis again for seeing a wide open teammate. Very unselfish.
Esho trying to make some space against Travis. They go to Wong Wei Long, baseline drive. Kicks it out. They go right back to Esho. 5 on the shot clock, fades. A loose ball foul is called, I believe, it's going to be called on Malcolm White.
Yeah, that's on White. That's number 2 on him. But again, for Maxi Esho, he is bleeding for every shot. Usually he gets a bunch of screens, but now that the Mono Vampire is a bigger squad, kind of hard to get that done. You can see there that transition play. That was actually Mike Singletary, not Romeo Travis, who gave the assist. It's Malcolm White. And Malcolm White, feeds off of these shots. It makes him more aggressive, more energetic.
Another try from Wong Wei Long. Another miss. Here's Lish. They go right to Travis. Travis is complaining. He got pulled on that play. Herring takes aim. This is the shot. So the 3-pointer has not been the friend of Indonesia in this game. Yes, sirree! Up high and down hard from Malcolm White.
Malcolm White in the game against the Wolf Warriors had about 6 or 7 dunks of that nature. And here at home, it's amplified.
Don't forget that these are very athletic guys.
Yeah.
Can really slam it down. Steal by Singletary. Another alley-oop. Tyler Lamb this time takes it upon himself.
You gotta love the way Mono is moving the ball around. Yes, there is no more Jason Brickman, but everybody now becomes a Jason Brickman. They are so unselfish with the basketball, and this is their biggest lead of the game. Could be more, but Leash just couldn't hang on to it. 19-point lead against a team that blew you away by 16, 17 points the last time they were in this building.
That's exactly right. The tables have turned for these two teams. Great set of hands from Freddie Lish.
Oh, he's going to force a turnover. I got Wong Wei Long as well.
Wong Wei Long is 1 of 6. Maxi Escher is 1 of 7. Watkins is 0 for 3.
And you can say that's collective defense that has been working for Mono Vampire. But we're still emphasizing their offense. They're so unselfish with the ball, especially here in the second quarter. Brian Rousen does not agree with this turnover call, but it is the correct call. We did see in the slow motion replay that Wong Wei Long touched it last.
You find it surprising that they clicked right away, that unselfishness like 3 games in for Travis, 3 games in for Lamb, 2 games in for Travis, that they're clicking right away.
I'm not surprised at all because you just brought in, as we're going to have a traveling violation against Malcolm White, you brought in probably 2 of the most unselfish stars around. You know, Tyler Lamb was a complimentary player to Marcus Elliott when they won the championship for Hong Kong Eastern. And Romeo Travis is a pass-first forward. And you don't usually hear of a pass first forward, but that is Romeo Travis. He looks for where the play is going to go. He's not going to post up and bully people around if it's not part of the play. So you're talking about 2 of the most unselfish stars. Mono Vampire just got great additions to their squad.
Great points as Esho scoops it up and misses. Leash, he's got Singletary on the corner. Singletary from 3, that doesn't go.
Maxi Asher's got to get aggressive here.
It's Herring against Travis. Herring goes 1-on-1, Wong Wei Long, another try, another miss.
He's got to keep shooting though. You got to feel for Wong Wei Long. But this unit is on the floor is a shooting unit.
Jawato trickles that basketball.
You see Romeo Travis thinking, should I go up and tap it? Should I go up and tap it? It was bouncing on the ring about 3 or 4 times before it decided to go in.
You know, the defensive rotation was late, and you know what? Travis just let it fly by.
Uh-oh.
Up and no go. For at least he recovers the basketball. So, slippery hands won't stop Michael Singletary.
Yeah, he's got to stay away from the corner with butter until the halftime break, but he was able to get the job done. Back to a 19-point lead.
So you see that's like the second alley-oop attempt. So the Mono Vampire is going for the kill. Last 2 minutes in the second quarter.
Boy, oh boy, CLS Knights just can't buy a bucket.
Malcolm White inside, slamma jammer.
Carol Watkins is confused already right now. They need him on offense, he's on offense. They need him on defense, he's on defense. He can't be in 2 places at the same time, especially the way Mono is using their transition game to build this 21-point lead. What a shot!
What a play from Maxi Esho and asking for a foul. Timeout on the floor. It's 45-26, a minute and 42 remaining in the second. They have outscored their opponent 24-13 here in the second quarter.
I'm telling you, the amount of shots taken by the CLS Knights, look at that, 35 attempts. They have more attempts than the Mono Vampire, but they're just not going in for some reason. Whereas Mono is having a field day from everywhere on the floor.
Tyler Lamb, another long bomb for Mono Vampire. Slight scuffle there between Maxi Esho and Chantaton.
Tiro Chantaton is not going to back down from anybody. He's one of the budding talents that we have here at the Mono Vampire basketball squad. But again, hanging around guys like Moses Morgan, Mike Singletary, and Malcolm White, they're probably teaching this kid, don't let anybody bully you. You're as good and strong as anybody in this league.
And you got to tell that Esho is probably still pissed off with that last play. A foul wasn't called when he drove hard to the cup. So he's still probably begging for that foul. Duato looks up on the crowd. They have 10 to work with. Herring posting up Leash. Oh! And one play from Douglas Herring.
Doug Herring is trying to do the job of everybody in the post. And when he gets a favorable matchup in the post, you know Doug Herring's going to take it strong. He had the height advantage over Freddie Leach that time. So this is going to be the second and one opportunity of the game for Doug Herring. Their free throws have also been not kind to them at this point for the CLS Knights.
If you're Douglas Herring, you keep passing the ball, your teammates keep missing. How do you balance looking for your own shot, knowing that your teammates are struggling?
Well, you know, you still got to do it within the flow of the offense. And Doug Herring just can't bring the ball down and shoot all the time. He's got to trust that shots from Brandon Joado, shots from Maxi Esho are eventually going to fall. They've been having a rough first half, but you know, there's always the second half to look forward to.
50 seconds remaining. Tantachon loses the leather. Herring with the steal. Herring pushing. Goes to the corner. Kunyawan. Finally, a three-pointer for the BTN CLS Knights.
And that's the second one for Sandy right there. And this is exactly your point earlier. Doug Herring is going to try to be aggressive, but at the same time, he wants his teammates to be as aggressive as him. So he found Sandy Cornyawan for that easy corner three.
Lish tries to answer. That one doesn't go.
This is a crucial stretch now for the Knights. If they score here, they put a lot of pressure on Mono going into the second half.
Kunyawan back-to-back. Fails to make another triple. Roughly 4 seconds left. Lamb has to put it up. Nearly knocks it down. And that is how the first half will end. The Mono Vampire take a commanding 48-32 lead. All systems are clicking for the home team.
This is where it all begins. We're partners, you and I. When we're together, we're unstoppable. When we're together, anything is possible. At BTN, we know the power of partnership. A good partner works with you intimately. A good partner knows what you need. A good partner always has your back. The partner for starting your dream family, building your dream home, realizing the dream. It takes courage to begin, but it takes encouragement to keep on going. So go on, dream big. We're with you every step of the way. You have a partner in BTN.
Ketika keadaan tak sesuai harapan. Stop! Jangan banyak drama. Kenalin, Velas, sahabatmu dalam setiap transaksi falas. Traveling kini tak perlu repot tukar uang ke money changer. Nikmati dunia tanpa batas bersama Velas. Tanpa provisi, tanpa drama.
Makan nih, jangan mikir. Nih, Fitri, gak bikin gendut.
Fit me, makan mie, jangan mikir.
Ketika keadaan tak sesuai harapan. Stop! Jangan banyak drama. Kenalin, Velas, sahabatmu dalam setiap transaksi falas. Kamu bisa mulai tabungan kamu tanpa khawatir kurs naik turun. Nikmati dunia tanpa batas bersama Velas. Tanpa provisi, tanpa drama.
Makan nih, jangan pakai mikir. Nih, Fitri, 50 kalori doang. Bisa gitu?
Fit me, makan mie, jangan mikir.
Ketika keadaan tak sesuai harapan. Stop! Jangan banyak drama. Kenalin, Velas, sahabatmu dalam setiap transaksi falas. Dengan kurs kompetitif, bisnis kamu akan selalu mendapat nilai tukar terbaik. Nikmati dunia tanpa batas bersama Velas. Tanpa provisi, tanpa drama.
This is where it all begins. We're partners, you and I. When we're together, we're unstoppable. When we're together, anything is possible. At BTN, we know the power of partnership. A good partner works with you intimately. A good partner knows what you need. A good partner always has your back. The partner for starting your dream family, building your dream home, realizing the dream. It takes courage to begin, but it takes encouragement to keep on going. So go on, dream big. We're with you every step of the way. You have a partner in BTN.
Had more attempts than the Mono Vampire, and most of these attempts were not even contested. They were just missing their shots. And the first quarter, Jawato did a good job in trying to find those penetrations. They have to look for those high percentage shots first before going for those three-point baskets that they're known for.
Jawato, the leading scorer for the Knights with 11 at the break. Douglas Herring, 7 points, 7 assists. Fadeaway J, no go, gets his own miss, another attempt, and Herring finishes.
And Herring is now going to have to start things off very well, sustain what he did in that first half, and he's off to a good start here in the second.
Lish runs into traffic. Wong Wei Long picks up the leather. He's got Esho on the wing. Esho all the way for 2.
6 points, or make that 7 points for Maxi Esho in this game. He's got to get 20 and 10. We were talking about this earlier. He needs to get 20 and 10 if the Knights want to have a chance. They're only down by 12 at this point.
Singletary, he had 15 and 10 in the first half. As White knocks down the jumper.
You got to remember that Malcolm White does have that in his arsenal. Doesn't use it often, but when he does, it's usually money.
Watkins goes inside, kicks it out. Jawato knocks it down.
Now they're getting those open looks again, but this time they're making it. They're taking their time on offense. This is a bad sign for Mono. Their defense now has to extend.
Lamb tries to answer. He doesn't. 50-39. 11-point game. Coming on 8.5 minutes remaining in the third. Herring attacks. Watkins is fouled on the layup attempt.
Now Watkins, he's talking to Malcolm White right now. Mike Singletary can't understand the call. But Watkins was the missing link in the first half for the CLS Knights. He was a big factor in those 7 games that they won. He was really trying to body up, being a bully inside. He is the tallest player on the floor at 7 feet tall. So he has to make sure that he uses that height to his advantage. And he's earned 3 throws on this trip.
You know, the Knights during this 7-game winning streak, they blew out opponents left and right.
Yeah.
But then got blown out themselves by the Singapore Singers and now facing a double-digit disadvantage. And if you're the Knights, how do you try to not replicate that what happened to Singapore a couple of days ago?
You gotta be patient. You gotta stay within the flow of the offense. Brian Rowson's a pretty good coach. He was a national coach as well for the country of Qatar for quite a while. So he's been around. He knows what he's doing. You gotta trust the coach.
And traveling violation called on Malcolm White on his drive.
Now Malcolm White can't get frustrated with these traveling calls. That's the 3rd one they've called on him right now. They're pulling out the chair. He's got to be a little bit more smart than that.
So the Knights starting the 3rd period fairly well. They've outscored the Mono Vampire 8-2 so far. Herring attacks, sees an opening, up and no go. Lamb behind the back pass.
Oh!
White doesn't finish the play, but Travis is there for the putback.
That's what Romeo Travis does. You don't really have to set up plays for him. He just stays around the rim, looks for the garbage, and turns it into gold.
Long way low to Esho. He needs to get going. We go to the corner, stolen by Travis.
They had Wong Wei Long open for the pass back. They elected to go cross court.
And you gotta tell, they didn't go to Wong Wei Long. Wong Wei Long had struggled in the first half, so he's trying to regain his confidence here in the early going.
Well, he's got to shoot the ball when he can. You know, Wong Wei Long, if he doesn't make those shots, the defense inside is going to get a little too stingy for guys like Watkins and Esho to operate in.
So for kids out there, if you're struggling shooting the basketball, you just gotta keep on shooting.
If you're a shooter like Wong Wei Long, now this is going to help him. He gets a layup. The moment you see that ball going into the rim, it develops your confidence. And Wong Wei Long is a natural-born scorer.
Ball really stolen by Herring. Travis attacks. Reverse layup is good.
It's so simple. Basketball is so simple for Romeo Travis. He's not going to go for the flashy play. In fact, he hardly shoots three-pointers because he thinks those are low percentage shots, at least in his skill set.
Jawata gets the bucket to go.
Gets that drop step. First step against Mike Singletary.
Singletary goes baseline. Forced it up. Shot doesn't go, and a foul is called.
They should take a page out of CLS Knights has to take a page of what Mike Singletary is doing. When he gets the ball, and he doesn't get the ball often, but when he gets the ball, he becomes aggressive. Maxi Esho needs to get this done. Brandon Joato has been doing it, but they need to do this with more consistency if they want to come back from this 10-point lead.
If you're the Knights, you're facing a team with Travis, White, and Singletary. How do you attack that kind of front court?
Help Wong Wei Long get some open looks, because when they start respecting Wong Wei Long's range, that opens up the interior for guys like Watkins and Esho. Now, Esho hasn't really shot the ball well in this game. He's got to get those touches. He's got to put that ball up whenever he can.
Coming up on 6 and 15 remaining in the third. Ball picked up by Lamb.
That's what he does.
Mono on the break. Lamb wide open. Misses the three. Travis recovers the basketball. Go to White. Kicks it out, Singletary. Lamb, baseline drive. Flips it up. Foul is called.
That was just great individual talent there for Tyler Lamb. Somebody missed the screen. Lamb was supposed to go out and run the pick and roll with Singletary. But when he saw that wasn't going to happen, he just took it strong. That's back-to-back fouls now on Brandon Joato. Now, Tyler Lamb, more known actually as a defender, an elite defender, if I may add. But when he scores, you know, the points he's getting right now, very quiet. I believe he had, 9 points in that second quarter?
Right now, he's up to, I think, 12.
Yeah.
Right now, to 12 points.
And you doesn't really score that flashily like Marcus Elliott did when he was in Hong Kong. Marcus Elliott would get all these dunks, all these pull-up big jumpers. Tyler Lamb would just shoot the ball with regularity. You don't know that he's already piling up 20 points on you.
He's not a flashy scorer, as you mentioned, but he has a knack for razzle dazzle. You saw the behind the back pass, the alley-oop attempts. So we know he's capable of a little razzle dazzle.
That's the second time they blew the whistle on that second free throw of Tyler Lamb, and Tyler is letting the official know, hey, I was about to shoot that. So I believe it's a uniform issue right now. They're asking everybody to tuck their uniforms in. And Brian Rowsome, well, he should actually be happy about this because they're delaying the free throw of Tyler Lamb. I believe that was a technical foul called.
And that's why Coach Brian Rowsome was complaining to the referee. So here's the other free throw for Lamb. For 14 points.
It's kind of hard to talk when somebody from Mono is taking free throws because they might hear us. It's so quiet in this gym when somebody takes free throws. Tyler Lamb, of course, one of the 3 locals on this squad. Believe it or not, 3 locals with American lineage. Himself, you have Moses Morgan and Freddie Leash.
That's right. So those 3 guys have made a living the past couple of seasons as heritage imports as Wong Wei Long loses the basketball.
Those 2 guys know each other very well, Freddie Leash and Wong Wei Long, going up against each other multiple times over the last couple of seasons here. You can see Freddie Leash, very pesky, didn't really have to do much. Wong Wei Long just lost the ball practically all by himself.
Freddy Lish and Wong Wei-Long go way back.
Yeah.
Those battles against the Singapore Stingers and the high-tech Bangkok City.
Oh yeah, way back.
Singletary on the drive. Follow-up dunk is a no-go for Malcolm White. Punyawan thought about the three. Gawata left all alone. His shot doesn't go.
Oh, Maxi Esho's not getting any touches here.
Singletary up and in, plus the foul.
This is what's scary about Mono. They're a tall squad, but they're also a fast squad. Mike Singletary at 6'5" can put the ball on the floor with ease. Good handles, great body control, and he's also a very decent free throw shooter.
And we all know Coach Marty, Douglas Marty, loves to run. Last season when they made that beautiful run to the finals, they were known as the team that loves to push the basketball.
And think about it, that was a team that pushed the basketball with a guy by the name of Sam DeGuara as their center. So they got a lot of things done, despite the fact that Big Sam is not the quickest of centers in the league.
Herring is clipped on the way to the cup.
Well, this is one way for the CLS Knights to actually get back into this game. Slow it down. That is, I believe, number 3 on Malcolm White. And here comes Tiro Chantachon to give him a temporary breather. Now, the nice thing about Romeo Travis is Travis actually plays 5 positions. He can slide the center right now at 6'5", and they won't even feel that they're missing Malcolm White at 6'9".
So Malcolm White has 3. Tyler Lamb also has 3. As Herring misses the first on the challenge stripe.
Yeah, consistency from the line has been really missing from the CLS Knights in this one. Kind of hard to take free throws with that in front of you as well.
Mono, one of the more livelier arenas that we have in the ABL.
I would still think that the Saigon home crowd is probably the craziest I've ever seen in this league.
Yes. Shout out to the fans in Saigon.
Yeah, you guys are the best home crowd I have ever seen.
Travis fades, that is short. Singletary, no foul as he went up with the basketball. He's pleading for the referee. He got slapped.
But again, he's staying aggressive. The nice thing about Mike Singletary, doesn't really require a lot of plays to get the ball. He usually gets them on the pick and roll. I don't know if they reversed the call here, but now it's going to be mono ball. Timeout CLS Knights.
Won back-to-back, looking for a 3rd straight win at the expense of the BTN CLS Knights Indonesia. And they look like they have a commanding lead. They look like they're on their way right now.
Well, there's still anything can still happen. We're just here in the 3rd, just past the halfway mark. But we saw the numbers for Mike Singletary, 19 points, 11 rebounds, 5 assists. Those are the kinds of numbers that Maxi Esho has to churn out for the CLS Knights. But Esho isn't even close to those numbers right now. Great scouting by the staff of Doug Marty to make sure that Esho has a hard time in this game.
With Esho struggling, do you believe somebody else needs to step up as Singletary knocks it down?
22 in the game. Mike Singletary believes that they can have a 3-game win streak. And Esho finally gets aggressive.
So Wong Wei-Long struggling, Maxi Esho struggling. So the weapons of the BTN CLS Knights not working so far.
Well, let's see if Maxi Esho can recalibrate that gun here at the free throw line.
Esho 7 points, 3 out of 10 so far. He does have 8 rebounds.
Yeah, this is an 18-point lead right now. They need to start chipping away at this one. And for Douglas Marty, he's actually shortened his rotation today. We've only seen 2 guys come off the bench. Talking about Tiro Chantachon and Darompana Peron Vilaychay. Those are the only bench players that he has used, and Moses Morgan. So 8 players so far in the rotation for Mono, and it's been working for them. They're up by 17.
4:22 remaining. Singletary, another 3. Misses on that attempt. Herring, Pringawan. He is shut down from the corner.
Sandy's got to shoot that the moment he gets it.
Singletary Goes up. Draws another foul on Esho.
That's number 3 on Maxi.
So you see the scouting report. They're shutting down Esho, Wong Wei Long, and also the little things like closing in on Sandy Cornyaman's corner triple.
Well, again, Daryl Watkins has been a non-factor in this game as well. So only Doug Herring and Brandon Jawado, those are 2 of the 5 starters that have been very, very active so far for the Knights, as Moses Morgan gives Romeo Travis a little bit of a breather.
You mentioned the Coach Douglas Murray shortened his rotation, but it doesn't feel like the team needs a lot of rest right now because they have a good mix of imports and locals mixing it up.
Yeah, we haven't seen the likes of Sorot Suntonsiri and Chichay Ananti. Now, these are guys that are impact off the bench as well. Sorot, especially when they lost Jason Brickman, had a few meaningful games, but now everybody's taking turns bringing down the ball. Everybody's taking turns setting things up. And I believe with this unit on the floor, it'll actually be Mike Singletary and Tyler Lamb doing the backcourt chores. Oh, wow.
Esho misses. Watkins also misses. Put back also no-go.
Boy, CLS just can't buy a basket even if
Apro
it's right in front of them.
Raise it up and in.
Longtime member of the Thai national team with his first field goal of the game.
Watkins, Esho, fouled. Bang in the bucket for Maxi Esho.
Good high-low, knowing that the defense wasn't set, coming from the CLS Knights. And Maxi Esho has touched the ball on back-to-back occasions. So if he can get himself involved, their defense has to step up, of course. They are down by 19. But if he can get these little things going and amplify it with 3.5 remaining in the third and the entire fourth quarter, Knights might not still be out of this one.
If you're the Knights, what number are you looking at if you want to close out the quarter on a very strong note?
You want to be down by at least 12 already. 12, 11 points, you're within striking distance, and start to bomb away. I mean, Wong Wei Long's not even on the floor right now. He's the guy who needs to warm up.
Singletary. Apro back to Singletary from deep. Knocks it down.
Unselfish basketball. That is the culture right now of the Mono Vampire, and they are looking like a pretty formidable squad.
Singletary up to 27 big points.
Yeah, you look at the score right now, at 71 to 50. CLS Knights coming off is an above 500 team at 9-8, and you're looking at Mono Vampire's 4-12 record. You're thinking, what happened to you guys? Why are you 4-12 with the way you're playing right now? Well, right now with the addition of Tyler Lamb and Romeo Travis, the entire system is now subscribed to by everybody, and they could be a winning squad moving forward.
Mono doing it on both ends of the floor. Mono usually gives up almost 93 points a game.
Yeah, look at this, 51 for the Knights.
And for the Knights, they usually score around 87. So the averages have not been kind for the BTN CLS Knights Indonesia.
But you have to think also that the Knights are coming off a loss. They had their 7-game win streak snapped. They will be at home in the next game against this very same Mono Vampire squad, but how will their confidence level be, knowing that they've lost back-to-back games again?
That's going to be a tough one. You know, after you gain that 7-game win streak, gaining a lot of confidence, and now you're sent crashing down back to earth with those in these last 2 games.
Yeah, but a loss here for the CLS Knights will bring them down to 9-9, and that will technically be still ahead of a lot of teams that are trying to make it to the playoffs.
That was Tirawat Chantachon with the putback. Esho knocks down the baseline J.
Maxi might get 20 in this game. They might still go on to lose, but they need his confidence moving forward as well.
Coming up on 2:15 remaining in the third quarter. It's 73 to 54 for Mono Vampire. Shot clock down to 10. Moses Morgan has to make his move. Morgan slips, stumbles. Ball picked up by Sandy Cornyawan. Cornyawan had Herring on the break, opts to kick it out to Esho.
Maxi's got to get the ball back here. Oh, well,
Cornyawan,
that's okay.
wide open, short.
If you can get Sandy any form of opening, that's okay as well.
Beautiful feed. Nice pass from Darumpan Apirumbidanchay.
Tirawat Chantachon moving well without the ball. Teammates on the national team. And February's going to be called for the foul on that one.
Now, a lot of talk has been made of the imports and the heritage imports, so to speak, for Mono, but they're locals. They're as good as anybody in this league.
I would think that, you're mentioning guys like this guy, Tirawat Chantachon. He is a bright future of Thai basketball, really, at 6'5", probably heading towards 6'6". Darumpan Apirumbidanchay has been there a long time already in the league. We haven't even seen Chanachon Klahan, who has been in the league since the league started here as well. Sorot Sutansiri, also one of the up-and-coming point guards. Chichay Ananti, of course, a very, very dynamic player. So you're talking about 5 legitimate players from Thailand who could make a difference in the Southeast Asian region very, very soon.
If we talk about EBIL experience, they went to the finals last year.
Oh, yeah, that's huge.
They played critical minutes for Mono last year.
That's very huge for them and their development.
Lam asked for a pick. Takes the 3. Goes wayside. 1:11 to go in the third.
You got to be thankful, of course, if you're the Mono Vampire, they're up by 20. That's like a few plays already where they didn't really run anything. They just looked for the best open shot, and the best open shot happened to be 25 feet away for Tyler Lam, and it was an air ball.
Herring has 10 to work with.
Oh, wow.
Between the legs.
Wow.
Up and in. Douglas Herring, show us the moves.
That was a Tracy McGrady-like move for Doug Herring to get those 2 points.
Bullet pass inside. Herring. Sorry, that was Singletary.
Mike Singletary continuing to work. 27 big points already.
Herring is fouled on the play.
Again, it's Doug Herring doing the solo job. Esho, a little bit of contribution here in the third. Jawado sort of fizzled out already. We're going to see Nugro see his first action of the second half for Esho. And again, Esho, come the fourth quarter, he's got to make a stand. That he is a candidate for World Import MVP, and he's got to show that in the second half.
So the Knights are shooting 38%, and 5 of 24 from deep. The three-point shot has not been there. They're trying to slowly make their way. They're going to the basket.
They had 18 in this building 1 month ago. They're not even close to that right now. The big difference from a month ago to now is that Doug Herring has studied so many videos of their past games, especially during the winning streak. That's when you sort of pick the team apart. When they're on a winning streak, what is making them click? And the staff of Mono Vampire has figured it out, and that's why they're up by 18.
25 seconds remaining. Tyler Lam with the basketball against Brandon Jawato. Shot clock to 6. Morgan from deep. Misses. Rebound to Herring. Time winding down. Douglas Herring fumbles the leather. Jawato has to put it up.
I don't think that's going to count, though.
The referees will check.
Yeah, they'll check this out. It didn't look like it was going to count. They're going to discuss this. They're going to look at the film just to see if Brandon Jawato got it off in time. And it didn't appear that he did. It looked like he had the ball in his hand when the buzzer sounded. The referees are going to talk about it.
Right now the score is 76 to 58. As the referee consults our technical committee. Here's the replay.
Yeah, we're not going to see it from that angle. We got to see it from the back angle when the lights went off.
And you're right, I don't think that's good. But in any case, it has been the Mono Vampire Basketball Club show.
Here, this is a better angle at it. No. You heard the buzzer go off. It was still in the hands of Brandon Jawato. 0-0-0. He still has the ball in his hand. That was clear as day. It looks like they've made the decision. It's not going to count.
So the score stands at 76 to 58. 1 quarter remaining. Back at Stadium 29 after this.
Kenalin, Velas, sahabatmu dalam setiap transaksi falas. Traveling kini tak perlu repot tukar uang ke money changer. Uang saku kuliah kamu di luar negeri tak lagi terpotong ini itu. Kamu bisa mulai tabungan kamu tanpa khawatir kurs naik turun. Dan dengan kurs kompetitif, bisnis kamu akan selalu mendapat nilai tukar terbaik. Nikmati dunia tanpa batas bersama Velas.
Lapar, makan mie jangan mikir. Nih, piknik, tak bikin dulu.
Fit me, makan mie, jangan mikir.
Ketika keadaan tak sesuai harapan. Stop! Jangan banyak drama. Kenalin, Velas, sahabatmu dalam setiap transaksi falas. Uang saku kuliah kamu di luar negeri tak lagi terpotong ini itu. Nikmati dunia tanpa batas bersama Velas. Tanpa provisi, tanpa drama.
Right now, if they can cut it down to 12 within the first 3 minutes of this third period, we have a chance.
Talk about a good problem to have. You have tape because you're ducking too much.
Yeah, that's what he told me. I'm not sure I should believe that, though.
Singletary to Travis from deep. Misses.
It's one of the rare times that Romeo Travis is actually going to take a three-point shot. He was just too wide open.
Morocco loses the leather. Mono is on the run. Singletary to Travis. Travis! Major rack attack.
He had fun. Don't let the absence of a smile fool you. Romeo Travis had fun doing that one. Again, his addition doesn't need, you don't need as many points from Romeo Travis because everybody else can provide that, but he gives so many intangibles like that dunk over there and the intensity that he gives on defense. His basketball IQ on offense, it's amazing.
Singletary inside to White. That's a beautiful play. Beautiful read from Michael Singletary.
They're putting this game away right now, Mono Vampire, and sending a message to the rest of the league. They're going to be up against CLS Knights next, but after the game in Indonesia, they'll be back home as Firman Nugroho gets the layup to drop. They're going to be back home to face no less than the defending champion, San Miguel Alab Pilipinas, in their next homestand. And for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas, they're on a 7-game winning streak as well. They might run into a Mono Vampire squad that is so pumped that they might just pull up an upset in a rematch of last year's final.
That's going to be a very, very fun matchup. Of course, a lot of storylines too, talking about Travis facing a Philippine team. This Mono team has 3 imports who have played in the Philippine Basketball Association.
That is true. And remember, the first time that San Miguel Alab Pilipinas and Mono Vampire played, San Miguel Alab Pilipinas required overtime to win that game in Santa Rosa, Laguna.
That's exactly right. As White inside, and the bucket for Mr. White.
He reminds me so much of Draymond Green. The contagious energy that he has when he gets positioned inside, he lets everybody know he just did some damage. And he's been known, he played, as you mentioned, in the Philippine Basketball Association. He's known as this kind of an energy guy. And he brings that to the forefront here for this team from Thailand. Yeah, Mono's putting this game away. They're already up by 23 points actually. Malcolm White going to take a seat, and Sang Tong is going to see his first action of the game.
So now, Coach Douglas Marty has the luxury of fielding in new faces. With 8:28 remaining, 83-60, that's a 23-point lead for Mono Vampire. Asher fakes the 3, goes a little closer, but still can't find the bottom of the net.
Now for the CLS guys, we're going to have a kick ball here against February. they're going to lose this game. It's going to be back-to-back losses for them unless they turn up the heat somewhere along the way. But no, they got to use this as a springboard. What can go? What were they doing wrong here? This is not the same way they played against Singapore, although Singapore blew them out of the building. It was just Mono just really doing a lot of things right. So unselfish with the ball.
You're exactly right, Nobel. Now it's a 25-point lead. Mono putting their opponent to sleep.
And just to think that a month ago, when the CLS Knights came into this building, they scored 116 points on Mono, hit 18 threes in that game. And Mono, without Mike Singletary in the lineup though, because Mike Singletary was serving a suspension also in that game, they just really dispatched Mono Vampire. That was actually their first road win of the season when the CLS beat Mono here last January 9th.
The CLS has not played a lot of close games. I think the last close game, the last 10 games, was their tight matchup against Westport's Malaysia Dragons. So they haven't played in a lot of situations where they can grow and develop as a team when the game is on the line.
Well, you're absolutely right, because that develops character when you're in a close game. And if they can actually, their next matchup is against Mono. I don't think Mono's going to blow them away over at the Gorketa Jaya gym. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a lot closer. That gym, a lot of the opponents have a hard time in those conditions in Surabaya. So it's going to be a lot closer, and maybe we'll see the true character of this CLS Knights squad. If they want to be a playoff team, they got to prove that they can beat a playoff-bound team as well.
Caught dancing to the wrong song.
That was a 3-second violation. Actually, Sang Tong had an open shot, but it wasn't within the flow of the offense. Again, Doug Marty has developed such a system here where everybody needs to share the ball. And sometimes if you're open on the second pass, you sort of double clutch. Do I take this shot? I know I need to pass it off somewhere, but sometimes it's okay to be selfish, especially if you're open for about 12 feet.
So how big a factor was the loss of Jason Brickman, and how do you think, as a team, they responded? You talked about the selfishness and the willingness to pass. And you think they talked about it as a team, especially with the departure of Jason Brickman?
Well, I talked to Coach Edu Torres of the Hong Kong Eastern, and he was telling me if Jason Brickman and Tyler Lamb played together on this team would go undefeated. But since Tyler Lamb, Jason Brickman is no longer with the team, it sort of spreads the responsibility of point guard now to everybody. Freddie Leash is the designated point guard to begin the game. Sometimes Tyler Lamb takes over. Sometimes Sorot Sontansiri comes in. And you also have times when Mike Singletary operates as a point forward. So it's more evenly distributed. But because of that, Coach Doug Marty has now developed a system where everybody has to share the ball. You see Romeo Travis sometimes as a stretch forward doing the point guard chores as well. They just need to share the ball more. Mono has just shown the blueprint of their entire season moving forward in this game against the CLS Knights.
So right now, actually, the 5-on-4 for Mono, as Travis misses, Singletary is the one bringing up the basketball and sharing the leather.
Don't be surprised if you see Vilay do some point guard chores as well. Boy, Maxi Esho has just been absent today.
So Singletary, as we've mentioned, sharing a bit of the point guard duties, gets the pick from Klahan.
He's a scorer, though. He'll bring the ball up every now and then. During that run, he averaged close to 10 assists a game. Mike Singletary. And they're going to try Wong Wei Long once again. Chuchay Ananti is going to see his first action. Chanachon Klahan is also in there. But this is a great move by Brian Rousam. This game could be out of reach, but you bring in Wong Wei Long to see how many shots he can get off. He can get off 5 shots before this game is over and make like 2 or 3 of them. That's a good confidence booster heading back to Gorketa Jaya in a couple of days.
And for those watching, Wong Wei Long is coming off a 4-point game, 0 out of 5 from the field against his former team, Singapore Slingers. Today, he has 5 points and 2 for 8 shooting. So, back-to-back Woeful shooting for Wong Wei Long.
He's got to keep shooting this one. This game could be out of reach already as Watkins makes that basket.
That is the first field goal for Daryl Watkins as we take a timeout, 85-66 for Mono Vampire. 5:54 remaining. He had 16 points, but really not a lot of help from Maxi Escher and Daryl Watkins.
Yeah, he became a non-factor, of course, in the second half. Sang Tong was looking for his first field goal of the game.
So 3 locals and 4 locals, including Tyler Lamb and Romeo Travis for the Mono Vampire.
February's going to get his first basket of the game as well. You know, this lead is only 15. We're at the halfway mark. And, you know, Mono can't relax here. They're already playing with 3 locals. And, Chana Chung Lahan and Maxi Escher holding hands. And Romeo Travis is just there to make sure that nothing untoward happens.
Clahan has made a name for himself for,
what
do we call it? A little extra
an enforcer.
Yes.
He's an enforcer in every sense of the word. This guy's only about 6'2", but he plays like he's like 6'5", 6'6", going up against some of the world imports.
And you love that mentality from Clahan, whether it's in the finals and right now it's a regular season game. Doesn't matter if he's up against a local or world import. He's gonna play the same way every night.
Tough as nails. You know, this guy, Chanachon Klahan, he's also made a name for himself in the Thai national team as well. And he has a younger brother right now who's probably going to make this team next year. He's a lot bigger, a lot quicker, and shoots a lot more. So let's wait for the Klahan brothers probably to come together in this team.
That could be a headache for the rest of the league.
Right. Call us on Travis.
Douglas Herring, I believe. Douglas Herring has fouled out.
Yeah, he's fouled out of the game.
Finishes with 17 points, 10 assists, 4 turnovers.
Well, again, he tried his best, and he actually probably is the only starter besides Brandon Jawado who actually got his regular numbers in this game. However, you need all 5 of the starters for CLS to be clicking, especially against a team like Mono Vampire playing at home and a 2-game win streak. It's about to be a 3-game win streak now.
That was a beautiful pass from Chicha Ananti to Romeo Travis. What a find from Ananti. Escher squeezed on that play.
Yeah, Chichai is going to be called for a foul. They're going to call it unsportsmanlike, it appears, on Chichai. And he can't believe it. Yeah, Chichai looked like he was going for the ball anyway, but probably it was how hard he hit. Maxi Escher looked like he was going for the ball there. Immediately acknowledged it, but then a second referee came in and said, unsportsmanlike, and Doug Marty can't believe it either. Romeo Travis trying to get clarification why that wasn't sportsmanlike.
4 and 20 remaining. Technically, mathematically, still possible through the night.
2 free throws plus ball possession. They score on this one. It'll make it a 13-point lead. They score 3, it'll be 12. Doug Herring is already, Douglas Marty has already burned 1 timeout here in the 4th. He still has 2 remaining, just in case CLS starts to get any ideas of coming back with 4:20 remaining.
February inbounds to Watkins. They play a 2-man game. Back to Jawado, Wong Wei Long, breaks the 3. Oh.
Still have it.
Ball nearly stolen. Escher. Shot clock winding down, forces the 3. No go.
Yeah, Santong's gonna I think it should be CLS basketball. Yeah, it will be CLS basketball. Looks like Santong touched the glass. This is the correct call.
So Knights have 14 seconds to work with. They go to Watkins. Watkins has had a rough game. The three.
That would have cut the lead down to 12, and they might have gotten some ideas that they could still come back. But now Mono's going to start playing the clock.
3:42 remaining in the game. Travis against Esho. Travis with a fade. Banker doesn't go. One way long. Time is not on the side for the Indonesian squad. They need a bucket right here. Watkins spins, goes to the glass, misses. The shots have not been falling even in the fourth quarter for the Knights.
Yeah, we got to look at that shot chart to see how many were challenged and not challenged. That was an unchallenged shot from Daryl Watkins. They missed about 10 of those today. Those little unchallenged shots. Romeo Travis, out of nowhere, keeping the possession alive.
And you could tell the Knights are not comfortable playing on the road. You can just sense it.
Well, just put things in perspective. They've only won twice on the road the entire season.
Esho with the sledgehammer. Going back to that discussion as we take a second look at that one-hander. You know, if you're a player traveling around different countries, that sense of home will really put you at ease shooting a basketball.
Especially if you have all sorts of advantages on your home floor, like in Gorkertajaya. The only team that knows how to play in Gorkertajaya are the CLS Knights. Everybody struggles in that building.
But if you want a very serious playoff contender, you got to learn how to play on the road.
And that's going to douse fire into any early aspirations. The CLS Knights had Sangtong win his first field goal of the game, and it's a big three as well.
They're loving it here in Stadium 29. It's 87 to 7 for lead. 2:19 remaining.
Now about to be 5-12. Mono Vampire could actually be a team that the top-tiered playoff teams want to avoid already because of the way they're playing. I mean, if you're San Miguel a la Filipinas, if the playoffs started today, number one, you're going up against number 8 Mono. You want to make sure you bring your A game against this number 8 team. Mono starting to look as legit as they were last season.
Very, very, very different team. It's an all-local team for both squads, I believe.
Yeah, this is the best time to get it done with under 2 minutes to go. Now, it's supposed to be in the Southeast Asian region. When Indonesia goes up against Thailand, Indonesia usually has the number of Thailand. But now with the development of Mono, if these two national teams meet, it could be a neck-and-neck battle. Thailand might even have an advantage already.
Actually, both coaches right now just looking to use their bench, get a little bit of experience.
Right.
But make no mistake, this was an emphatic statement win. It's got to be an emphatic win for Mono Vampire.
And they get revenge from what happened, of course, last month when they were blown away in this building, allowing 18 three-pointers. They've only allowed, what, 5 three-pointers today for the CLS Knights. And I know the game isn't over yet, but that statement is going to ring in the ears of these CLS Knights. But they're going back to Indonesia. This is a home and home stand between these two squads. And I don't think the score is going to look like this with Mono on the Mono scoring a 17-point lead with this much time remaining when they go up against each other in Gorkertajaya in a few days.
Very interesting. On the road, as we mentioned, 1-7 for Mono. So it's got to be a huge challenge against the Knights, who are 7-2 at home.
Well, the 7-2, 5 of them came in back-to-back fashion just recently with this same unit on the floor. Now, Maxi Esho, don't get me wrong, he is a contender for World Import MVP. The numbers are going to say so. He just had a bad game today. Doug Herring, we talked about him. He's a walking triple-double. Brandon Joato, probably one of the top 5 contenders for local MVP as well. So this team is pretty stacked. They just need to get it together. And when you're playing at home, so hard to beat them.
with this impending game, Mono is going to be 5 and 12, still in 9th place. They are chasing the number 8 team, West Sports Malaysia Dragons, who are 5 and 8.
Yeah, they're 17 games in. They're going to have 9 more games remaining. And who knows, because the CLS Knights at 3 and 7 at one point, everybody thought that they were dead in the water already. They're not going to make the playoffs. If the playoffs started today, they're probably going to be, what, the 6th seed. So anything can still happen in this the longest ABL season in history.
So if you're Mono and CLS, you want to be right in the middle of the pack together with your Hong Kong Eastern, Macau Black Bears. So really, it's going to be a very interesting race to the playoffs.
Right, and the top tier teams right now, San Miguel Ala Pilipinas, Saigon Heat, the Formosa Dreamers, Singapore Slingers, they're looking at the bottom right now, are the teams that may qualify underneath, and how strong they're starting to get. CLS is getting very, very strong. And right now, of course, Mono, with a statement win, is also making some noise, but don't count out teams like the West Sports Malaysia Dragons. In fact, mathematically, the Wolf Warriors still have a chance to make the playoffs. So it's very interesting how the second half of the season winds down.
Last 10 seconds of the game. It's
Yeah,
going to be a
shoot.
dominant win for Mono Vampire Basketball Club. 92 to 76. And that's all she wrote here in Stadium 29. A very strong performance from Mono Vampire.
Think about it. Only 76 points for a team that was averaging 87 points a game during that 7-game win streak. They figured them out. Mono came into this building with a game plan. They held Maxi Esho in check. They limited Daryl Watkins, and they win by 16 for their first 3-game win streak of the season.
As we take a look at the game leaders, Michael Singletary, 1 assist away from a triple-double, 29 points, 15 rebounds, 9 assists. And for the BTN CLS Knights, Maxi Esho
Still got there.
Still got their 21 points. Daryl Watkins with 12, Douglas Herring with 10 assists. But what was the glaring stat for you, Noel?
It was really more of the total team assists for the Mono Vampire. They shared the ball unselfishly. Everybody had a touch. Everybody had their chance to make a difference. And today it all came together against the CLS Knights. They got their revenge. They have a 3-game win streak. And for the teams above there and in the team standings, watch out. Because if you're thinking, hey, I'm number 1, I'm number 2, going up against a lower seed, and that lower seed happens to be the Mono Vampire, you're in for a tough series if the playoffs started today.
As we check some of the highlights. Alley-oop to Malcolm White. As you said, Noel, 29 assists for Mono. They finish 92 to 76, the final score. They're moving to 5 wins and 12 losses. First time they've had a 3-game winning streak. That'll be your final here in Stadium 29. For my part, and the entire ABL family, this has been Yoyo Sarmenta. Again, 92 to 76 for Mono Vampire Basketball Club. This has been the 9th season of the ASEAN Basketball League. Rise to greatness.
This is where it all begins. The leap of faith. The first step to the journey. Towards the unknown. The challenging. The daunting. But when we're together, hand in hand, the journey becomes exciting. We're partners, you and I, together, facing your fears, pursuing your passion, breaking boundaries, building your future, overcoming challenges, celebrating every achievement. When we're together, we're unstoppable. When we're together, anything is possible. At BTN, we know the power of partnership. A good partner works with you intimately. A good partner knows what you need. A good partner always has your back. A partner for starting your dream family, building your dream home, realizing the dream. It takes courage to begin, but it takes encouragement to keep on going. So go on, dream big. We're with you every step of the way. You have a partner in BTN.